This is a Heart and Hand production. Hello everyone, it's David here live from Ibrox Stadium as Rangers get ready to take on Kilmarnock in the SPFL, a Rangers team that it's fair to say are not in great form. We've got the team here for you, and I'll just read it to you, and then we'll try and figure out how it's going to line up, because it is Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Cornelius, Migoma, Diamandi, Raskin, Asgard, Gassama, Miovski, Danilo. So that is the lineup today. On the bench for Rangers: Kelly, Aarons, Rothwell, Barron, Chermiti, Cameron, Giga, Moore and Curtis. Joining me is Stuart McCall to discuss the lineup. Stuart, it doesn't on first look appear to be a straightforward side to decode in terms of setup or formation. It could, I suppose, be a 4-4-2, which would mean Asgard most likely playing on the right side of a midfield. It could, I suppose, be a 3-5-2, but again, that would mean Gassama probably having to play at right wing back. Or it could be, I suppose, a 4-2-3-1, but again, that would mean either Asgard or Danilo wide. So in first look, I'm not 100% sure how that side lines up.
Yeah, I mean, I think, first of all, looking at the personnel side of things, I know the managers, it's a big squad, but he's still limited in terms of players that are in form. Danilo coming in, I think, is a bit of a surprise.
He's limited in players, he's got one and he's in goal.
Danilo coming in, he's not started, I think, since Motherwell away in the first game of the season. I do think that we do need to build up partnerships, and look, let's be honest, we're losing too many goals, we're not scoring enough goals.
Yes.
The fact, and I know it's not as simple as throwing two strikers on, they need to link up, they need to get service. I'm happy there is something, a bit of a change. Obviously, we'll probably need to wait until, I mean, look, let's be honest, over the Rangers, the last few years, we've been able to look at the team, pretty much tell us what it is. If this is a bit of a change, ideal. Danilo Miovski, let's see what they've got. I'm still trying to figure it out. I mean, I'm looking on the bench there. Ant-Man's not there, which is, unless it's an injury, because he could probably play right wing back at some stage.
No, he couldn't. He's not physical enough.
Other than that, you're kind of much of the same. But look, the manager did say about being flexible. He did say he wouldn't be wedded to just one sort of formation. So let's see how they go about it. But I'm just happy there's something of what looks like maybe a change. You could be looking again at a diamond in midfield with the two up front. But again, it lets Tavernier and Migoma sort of take the wings on. But it's one of these ones we're going to need to just wait and see how it plays out.
Yeah, it is going to be a one that we do need to sort of decode once it lines up on the field. The manager, as you said, spoke the other night about making changes, and he also needs to find out who his better players are, because clearly what was tried the other night, which was probably the more conventional lineup, didn't work. Yeah. Nothing about it worked. The same formation that we've played pretty much all season hasn't worked. Yep. And the players do not look comfortable in it. Another interesting is in the middle of the park with Rothwell dropping out and Diamandi coming in. I thought Rothwell and Asgard might drop out. I'm unsurprised to see certainly one of them. If anything, I'm maybe slightly surprised that Asgard's in, and it's more on what he did last week, I would imagine, than what he did midweek.
Yeah, it was very quiet midweek when we needed him to be, like, if you'd watched their game for the first time last week, you'd have thought he was our best player because he was really good. But then he faded, and then he was non-event during the week.
This is the thing, and I question the fitness levels of this squad.
Yep. Oh no, absolutely. I think that's a given. The fact that we lose a lot of late goals and
often tiring in the second.
I mean, it's interesting. Chermiti couldn't start.
No.
That's another conversation. He's limited at the back in terms of what options he's got. I know Giga played during the week. It was horrific. Cornelius didn't look great last week. He's just going to need players to come out and get 2 or 3 good performances out, so he's got something to work with, because right now he probably doesn't have much to work with. And somebody like Danilo, for example, coming in and taking his chance, take the opportunity that you've been given. He's not been given a lot of chance. Go and take it. Miovski as well, he's not really done it since he came in. So these players, you know, although it seems it's a horrific position we're in, there's still things to play for this week.
There's a lot, yes.
So we need to...
And if nothing else, there's careers
and
here.
they keep getting chances, because we've not got a choice other than to keep giving them chances. So yeah, listen, we just need to hope that we can cling on to something. Difficult game up against a tough opposition, a really physical team, so we're going to need to really be at it as we've not been.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know, as we say, returning to two strikers for the first time in a while.
Since 1999.
Since 1999, yeah, if we're being honest. And I think that defensively, you're right, Kilmarnock they have two very big strikers, but one is injured and will be up for the rest of the season. So it's Dackers that will likely play. He's a big lad, he's rangy, he holds the ball up, he's physical, and the defence will need to stand up a lot better to it than they have done previously against players of that type.
And we're so vulnerable, and I don't think it's pretty clear to see. I mean, if you and I know how to play against us, then good football managers like Kettlewell, etc., know exactly what they're doing. Dundee United changed it last week in the second half,
and we couldn't cope,
and it worked. So we need to start like we did last week and get a 90-minute performance. Because as bad as it is, it needs one good performance, and then you build slowly but surely that wee bit of confidence. And I'm trying to be glass half full here. I really am, even though it's hard. I always try and do that, and then invariably you're let down. But no, look, hopefully we can try and get something from them. And you know, there's going to be back into the manager of the day.
There's no we know what he's inherited.
Absolutely, and there's no
might not be the case for people in the director's box, right enough, who bear a lot more guilt.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our head of recruitment is here today for the first time.
Is he now?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get a wonderful ovation.
Does his dad have him this weekend? Is that his weekend this month?
I think it's his week. I think it's his weekend. I think they've got Saturday and Sunday. And
get the zoo tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it. They're away for a wee day trip.
Yes, we're being cynical, folks. We apologise. Right, we'll be back after the match. Of course, very emotional day here at Ibrox as we pay tribute ahead of Remembrance Day, and of course it is 4 years today since the passing of Walter Smith, one of the greatest ever Rangers, full stop. We'll be back after the match. Until then, if you're a Rangers fan, I hope your team wins. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. That was a Heart and Hand production.